The year is 2025. We talk about social and political progress, about true equality. But the ghosts of British colonialism still haunt us, with the British impostor as head of state in Jamaica by de facto authority. He just traded his colonial boots for briefcases as a criminal strategy to superimpose this unlawful system of neocolonialism, global financial colonization, upon 56 former colonial countries. It promises financial freedom but delivers debt bondage under unlawful British domination from birth. It whispers independence while it picks your pocket for natural and human resources. Neocolonialism thrives on debt money, fool's gold in global commerce, but is threatened by the will of the people collectively exercising human rights, sovereignty, political free will, on Earth. It's designed to entrap developing countries with loans of debt money they can't repay. These countries are then forced to make impossible choices. Cut education, healthcare, all to appease the Jesuit lenders under unlawful British domination. It's a vicious cycle, and it's designed to keep populations down with a fear-based mentality. But here's the thing about political chains: they can be broken as a lawful human rights remedy. We need to recognize this new financial colonialism for what it is: a debt-based Jesuit system rigged against people of African descent everywhere. Once we see the global Jesuit monopoly game being played, we can democratically change the rules without political shame. Jamaica, land of sunshine and Nyabinghi chanting to burn down neocolonial policies, also carries the scars of British colonialism. The neocolonial Jamaican Constitution, written under British rule, is a painful reminder of that past. It's a document that some grassroots human rights defenders claim keeps the people of African descent in Jamaica tethered to its former British colonizers. This neocolonial constitution, it's argued, perpetuates a debt-based Jesuit system where Jamaicans are born into constitutional, mind and body debt enslavement. A system where true economic freedom feels like a distant dream to locals, yet accessible to criminals, human rights violators. This isn't just about debt money, it's about political power over self, human rights knowledge. Who holds the purse strings over the central bank often holds the political power. Jamaica deserves a constitution that reflects its people's Afrocentric aspirations, not the echoes of its British colonial past. A constitution that empowers people of African descent, not enslave us with foreign debt obligations. A constitution that guarantees true freedom and fundamental equality, not economic domination and religious Jesuit subjugation under mental slavery. This isn't just a Jamaican story. This is a human story. Every human being, regardless of where they're born, are entitled to basic human birthrights without partiality. The international human birthright to life, liberty, and the diplomatic security of your human personality status in private humanitarian diplomacy under Article 3 of the Sacred Covenant, UDHR Charter. These aren't privileges granted by government. These are fundamental human birthrights enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights Charter at the UN Peace Treaty Organization. But neocolonialism, this Jesuit wolf in sheep's clothing, threatens our international human birthrights collectively. It thrives on what I call human rights ignorance of the meek. It's easier to control people when they don't know about their international human birthrights to life and liberty, when they don't question the debt-based Jesuit system of capitalism and usury, exploitation. That's why human rights intelligence is our diplomatic weapon to exercise with moral conscience, knowing right from Jesuit wrong and choosing human rights, and reasoning ability. We need to be aware of our human birthrights in our modern world of social democracy, political choices. We need to demand them in collective security, all for one creator and one creator for all. We need to appoint grassroots human rights defenders and hold them accountable as leaders, because international political silence is the language of Jesuit oppression under unlawful British neocolonial tyranny. The fight against neocolonialism is a global human rights fight to implement the 17 Sustainable Development Goals as a lawful human rights compensation. It requires a global diplomatic humanitarian movement in solidarity. We need to stand with peoples of African descent in Jamaica to amplify their voices, to demand international justice and political equity, fairness. This isn't about charity, it's about human rights solidarity against global financial apostasy in the information age of the 21st century. The United Nations, that grand assembly of nations, has a crucial third-party role to play, according to Emperor Haile Selassie I, the First, as the UN lawgiver of the 20th century. It needs to be a champion for the politically oppressed, meek, a bulwark against economic exploitation and political instability. The unanimous UN Declaration on the Granting of Independence to Colonial Countries and Peoples was a start. Now, we the people need international political action. We need human rights accountability. We need to dismantle the debt-based Jesuit systems that perpetuate neocolonialism as a top priority. We need to build a modern world of commerce where every nation, every individual can stand tall, free from the shackles of unlawful astronomical national debt servitude and economic exploitation. Let's make Human Rights Liberation Day a reality, not just words on a page without practicality. The time for change is now. If you need more information before joining hands against neocolonialism and global unification on the 26th of May 2025 at the Jamaican Ministry of National Security, please feel free to contact the Risen Solomonic Remnant at Kingdom of Debrizite 2020@gmail.com in human rights solidarity, without petty prejudices or frivolous animosity, Sela.